The premiere of Game of Thrones was just announced on HBO, but this is Dallas, so we're talking Game of Phones.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
This is such a reality panel. I mean, I've never seen Game of Thrones. I'm not a Game of Thrones.
I could never get into that. To me, it's like another thing.
I'm not gonna lie, I love me some Game of Thrones.
You do?
I love
Okay,
it.
we have an
I love
advocate
it.
on the panel.
I love it.
Awesome.
One out of 4 Real Housewives watchers watches Game of Thrones.
Game of
You know,
Thrones, right?
I'm always in the minority. That's how it goes.
Well, welcome back to the Real Housewives of Dallas panel, y'all. We hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. We are going to talk about episode 14, season 3, Game of Phones, and then we're going to follow with the finale, season 3, episode 15,
so
right after.
good.
So we're going to have a short and sweet recap of this episode 14. But to start off, Erika, where can everyone get you on social? Or you want to introduce yourself?
Okay, I'm Erika Edwards, and this is actually episode 15, and then the finale was 16.
Oh, is that correct?
That is
My
correct.
bad. You're right.
No worries.
This is 15
We're 15.
Game of Phones.
Yes. And I am Erika Edwards. I'll let you know where to find me later.
In the words of LeeAnne, spread love and spread your legs. It's Grant's Rants. Hi, guys. I love that.
I love that too.
Yeah.
Right?
And you guys can find me on my podcast, Grant's Rants Hollywood Talk.
And I'm Jessie Zahner, and please join us in the live chat if you're with us right now.
And I'm a Rachel Robillard. I just wanted to, introduce my awesome co-hosts first before, me first. So I love them a lot. And so I'm thankful for them. And so that's why I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Okay, so let's get started. We're talking about a lot of different stuff. We're going to go into friend probation, 175 ways to wear a dress, and of course, the drama that is behind the phone. Starting off, it was a segue into what happened the episode before with Brandi and LeeAnne having a whole fight at the table in Copenhagen, and Brandi leaves and is so upset, and Cameron is standing up for LeeAnne while Brandi goes off, and Brandi leaves the table with saying, "I feel like you're all a bunch of fake biatches." And she's like, "I don't trust you," but it seems like Cameron does, and Cameron is very close to LeeAnne at this point. And what do y'all think of that little hiccup at dinner and why she left? And it was like, okay, that's what's happening.
It's hard for me to defend Brandi. I'm not a fan of hers. I think she has earned her right to have a role on the show 100%. I enjoy that dynamic that she brings. I don't know. I mean, for me, it's like, what is this, the 100th housewife just storm out of a dinner?
Right.
I mean,
how many times have you seen that before?
Yeah, I get it. The thing is, I wouldn't, leave my post for anybody. So I don't know what she's doing running through the streets. And I kind of felt bad that she was by herself. Obviously, she was very upset. I don't know. I wouldn't have left.
No?
No.
And that's so Brandi leaves, and then Stephanie follows her, and so does Deandra. And what LeeAnne said was that the little hope that she had between her and Deandra left as Deandra followed Brandi. And so it's just like, okay, this is, the drama's happening.
Deandra really wasn't a no-win situation, though. She
didn't know which way.
Situation.
Exactly. What should she have
do I
done?
go with this side? She really couldn't have won. And what I would have done if I were her was, if she really valued the relationship with LeeAnne, I would have said, look, I'm going to do this for Brandi. She's by herself. Let's not let this take a toll on our relationship. I would have put a caveat on it and kind of maybe LeeAnne would have accepted it, maybe she wouldn't, instead of just walking out. That does say a lot. That's my view. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, my issue, first of all, I have to say, praise God that the Copenhagen trip is over, because that was so many episodes. I was like, Denmark,
right? They were in Copenhagen for a while.
I wish you the best, but, I don't know how to say bye in Danish, but please tell me. So I was glad it was over. First of all, I do want to note that nobody followed Brandi, which I felt bad. I was like, you're going to do a dramatic,
you're right.
You're going to do a dramatic exit. Even your best friend, nobody's leaving the table but you. So it's like, you know how you want your man to call you back. Nobody followed her. Stephanie, quote unquote, left her phone in the hotel.
I know. I was like, I've been calling you. She's like, left my phone.
Really? Yeah. Okay, Stephanie, go with that. Your battery died, girl. I got you. And then Deandra didn't leave. Brandi called her. So at that point, when you're going to be like, no, sit in the bar by yourself. And I wasn't clear with how they filmed it, why some of the other girls at the table didn't hear the call and realize Brandi was calling her. I have to look at that again, but it was kind of like, I know she didn't say anything, but people started getting the call. Who did they think? It wasn't Jeremy. You know what I mean? Like, to me, she could have explained, you're right, but to some extent, Brandi called her and was like, I'm in the bar up the street by myself. Like, you're going to go.
Right.
I mean, it's the
Right.
nice
Yeah,
thing
they're
to
in a
do.
foreign country. I know it's not like a third world country or something, but you're right. Like, what is she going to do? Say no?
Yeah, no, sit there by yourself and
Right.
I'm going to
Right.
be here. Like,
Yeah.
no, so.
Yeah, and I agree. I mean, I think Deandra should have said something to LeeAnne. I feel the
Yeah.
same way. But
Yeah.
Says a lot that she did not.
Right.
So maybe that really was the hope exiting the building. Maybe it was. I mean, I think at this point,
yeah.
it looks like they're at a record low as far as their relationship status goes.
That's for sure. But what Deandra did do is show up to LeeAnne's fashion show. So LeeAnne had a fashion show. They're back in the United States now. And the infinity dress, 175 ways to wear this dress. Would y'all get this dress? Would y'all want to wear a dress 175 ways? Like, when you saw this dress, where you're like,
No.
I want that.
I think it's a good idea, but I wouldn't. I mean, there are certain ways I would definitely not wear this dress. It's just not my style, but there are some ways that I think are fine.
Right. There's some ways.
Yeah.
But what Cary said was that she's like, I'd rather buy or wear 175 different dresses than wear one dress 175 times. So I thought that was a little bit shade, but she was present.
Yeah, I mean, to me, my thing about it is, well, yeah, Cary can say that when her husband is spending $70,000 on a kitchen.
Right.
So it's different. Like, if you could
Yeah.
afford 175
Yeah,
dresses,
right.
then you would.
Right.
But to me, if you're buying it off of, like, the home shopping network for $80 or $100, or I'll give her $150 maybe, then it's fine. You know,
Yeah.
change the sleeves up. I mean, it's okay, I think, in that, you know, maybe you'll get it at, I don't know if I would get it at Nordstrom's, but maybe like Macy's. You know what I'm saying? I could see it there. It's just as cute as anything I've seen at
Sears?
Macy's. Okay, I'll give her more than Sears. But
Yeah,
yeah, definitely
Sears is-
Kmart
yeah,
or
not
Target.
even a
I
thing.
mean, you know, she can collaborate.
I
you
think
know.
it's a little more than a Target. But
I
yeah,
mean,
but yeah.
Or
I mean,
H&M or something.
I don't know. I mean, not in the market for anything like that. But as far as like the idea goes, I think there's an opportunity to make some good money there. And
Yeah.
something like that could really take off. Maybe I'm thinking something like that would do really well maybe a couple of years ago, maybe 10, 20 years ago. I'm thinking when people really like were active with those infomercials. Remember growing up, I feel like
Right.
someone was selling
Right.
something to me. If you're under 18, you can call. Remember that? Like,
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe she might have missed the window. I don't know. I wonder how much of this was really her idea, or if someone approached her and was like, "Let's do this on the show." I mean, I don't think it's bad. I like the show. I wish her a lot of luck with the dress. It was a good show overall. I mean, we've seen a lot of fashion shows
Yeah,
over on the Housewives,
true.
Yes.
but it looks nice, and it's nice that she had a team behind her that really supported her with it. So,
And it's a
Good luck.
shame that she's beefing with Brandi, because I feel like it would be perfect at like the resort when you don't have an outfit. You can just go down there and get that dress. But
Right.
she's not speaking to Brandi, so that won't work. But otherwise,
Well, and Brandi wasn't invited to this show.
well, very true.
Brandi
Very
wasn't
true.
invited, and Stephanie couldn't make it because it was Travis's birthday, I believe. And so she sent flowers as a very kind gesture. That was sweet. Cameron was there, of course, LeeAnne's sidekick. Cary was there, and Deandra was there. And Deandra made the comment that she, even if we were in a fight, I would still be here, through high waters is what
Yes,
she said.
yes.
And then LeeAnne's response is, well, I wouldn't have invited you. And you could tell that Deandra took offense to that and was like, oh, okay. And then with Deandra, it seemed like during the fashion show, LeeAnne was kind of like, oh, Queen Bee moment. There was a Queen Bee moment down the aisle. And so she kind of like held on to that, like the Queen Bee. And then LeeAnne made the comment that Deandra said that I would never wear white and dress and walk down the aisle. And then she goes, well, Bee, here I am in white, walking down an aisle.
Yeah.
She actually said Brandi said that.
No, she said Deandra said that.
Okay.
Deandra said I'd never wear never dress in white and walk down the aisle. Well, bitch, I'm in white and I'm walking down the aisle.
Look at that quote.
Aisle.
Look at that quote.
Yeah, I wrote it
Yeah,
down.
that's funny. Yeah, no, I mean, I wonder if is that dress the white version to the little black dress that she's selling? It looks like a similar cut.
That's what I thought.
Right?
I don't know. I can't really tell.
So is that really one? That's the thing. I thought it was all black. So maybe
Yeah.
that's where I'm a little
Like
confused.
LBC,
where
yeah.
you
Or
can
LBD,
switch
right?
it. Like there's a lot of different parts to the dress. I mean, everyone.
What I thought was it's a little black dress, but as she, the designer comes out at the end, she just came out in the white version of it
Right.
because she's a designer and this was her moment and the whole wedding dress thing. But I don't think you can get the dress in white. I think it's black with the red and the white accessories to it or whatever
Yeah, I
add-ons.
agree.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, everyone needs a little black dress.
Yes.
So it's like I'd be interested in getting it. I guess it depends how she never said how much it was, and that's where I'm
Right,
like,
I'm
how
curious,
much
yeah.
is this dress?
Well, also my thing is like,
Would you model it on the after show if they send it to us?
Absolutely, LeeAnne,
So-
send it my way.
Let's get Bravo to send us a dress. and
Okay.
We'll bring it on the show.
Yes, Bravo, send us the dress, the infinity dress, and I will model it. I want to
You'll be-
see
you'll
really
be
how
busy.
many
You'll be
ways.
busy giving the
Yes.
recap and changing things out and
Yes.
adding
Oh
things,
my God, that'd be
subtracting
amazing.
things.
my question is
Or
this.
send 3 dresses or 4 dresses.
Oh,
and we
I
can
would
always
totally
send
wear it,
versions
yes.
of it.
Right?
I'll give it as a
100%.
I'll
Christmas
support it.
gift. Yeah, I'll give it as a
100%.
Christmas gift. Why not?
My thing is, where do you store all the extra parts? Because, like, it's very expensive to live here. I don't have a huge place.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of space. Where do I store all the added parts of this dress?
I think they can fit in a drawer because they were like sleeves.
Right,
like-
sleeves and the bottoms.
and
and
Yeah, like, do you hang them so they don't get wrinkly? Or
It is
like,
a lot of loose parts.
Yeah,
Like
so-
say you lose one
Yes.
ruffle and then we're walking around. Oh, that was a look though.
That was a look.
That was a look.
I like that look.
Never mind, LeeAnne, you figured it out.
yeah,
Exactly.
if you happen to lose it, then go with it. You just
Yeah.
it's wasn't meant to be.
LeeAnne, I think you need a little satin bag that you hook onto the
Yes.
hanger.
Yeah.
And just dump all your
Yes.
little parts in there. and
Yes.
then you
Yeah.
just
Right.
go.
Yeah. Well, she said it was for sale. That dress is now available as of last week. So if people do want to buy it, you could find out what you search for. I think it was called Infinity.
Yes, the infinity infinity dress.
Well, there you go.
So I'm like, okay, let's do that.
Merry Christmas.
is right around the corner. So for
Yes.
sure, that might be a nice little present for someone. Okay, so a big topic at the fashion show was about the phone in Copenhagen. So they kind of resort back to Copenhagen. This is no cameras filmed this, but apparently LeeAnne lost her phone and she's claiming that Brandi took it. But Brandi's saying that she found it in the bar and gave it back to LeeAnne. So do y'all really think, do you guys believe LeeAnne where she's thinking Brandi took the phone? Because she has a reason. LeeAnne's thinking Brandi had a reason for taking her phone, and that was to delete the photos from the Baltic Sea of her topless in the Baltic Sea. Or Brandi's like, oh no, honey, I found the phone at the bar and I just gave it back to you. So before we get into cloning, do you think that Brandi took her phone maliciously?
Well, I think a lot of this comes down to the way the producers edited it, because I think Brandi has a point. Like, she was sitting way across the table from her. She was never really close to LeeAnne that evening. So when was she, and then she left early. So I didn't really see where she would have had the chance to actually steal the phone unless they were back at the hotel later at the
It was
bar
supposed to be
or
the hotel
something.
bar. That's what she
Yeah.
said.
That's where she found
Yeah.
it, but was she ever, were they ever at the bar together? So that's why I was like, I don't see how, like Brandi, I don't see her sneaking to steal the phone if, I don't see them really actually being in that close contact with each other and not fighting. So I don't see how she would have had that opportunity for me.
I actually forgot about the storyline. I had dinner with LeeAnne with a group of people early in the season when she was doing press, and she talked about this. I forgot all about it, and she said that her, Cameron, and the production crew were going and retracing their steps till the sun came up and going through public trash cans trying to find her phone.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what she told me. I don't know, but that's what I heard, and I was like, wow. So like, it clearly was like a really big deal, and to her, and it seems like, in my view, though, I don't see Brandi holding on to it. I just don't. I don't believe that she did. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't see Brandi taking it. I think it was just like a misunderstanding at that point, and then we'll go into this more in the next episode, but the tit for tat. So in reaction, LeeAnne said, well, I cloned your phone for Brandi. And so, and this is, I do want to mention this quote when Brandi is talking to her mom over the phone saying that LeeAnne thinks I cloned her phone, or no, I really do believe that LeeAnne cloned my phone. And then Brandi's mom says, oh, well, she's full of SCHIT as usual. And then Brooklyn, Brandi's daughter, hears her say the S word and goes, oh, she's always full of that stuff.
Oh my God.
My jaw dropped, and I was so, I thought that was really funny. I'm so glad Brooklyn didn't say the S word, but I thought that was funny.
I thought it was funny, but like, I don't know, like to me, I'm getting it's a little inappropriate. I'm kind of tired of Brandi thinking it's cute that her daughters are like anti-LeeAnne. I'm like, why do you have these little kids
like,
in the drama?
Yeah.
So like, it was very funny and very like a cute little scene, but I was like, okay, why is it so, your daughter's not brewing, like she's old enough, like they're getting it now.
Right.
So now I feel
she
like
sees and repeats.
pull back a little bit, because she, because if she knows you're talking about LeeAnne and she's that, I mean, it's funny for the episode, but I feel like for your kids, like, give me a break, pull back a little bit for me.
I never believed there was such a thing as cloning anything. I didn't believe it from the minute I heard it. I thought it was really dramatic, and especially unless if she takes, like, if I take your phone, it's out of your sight, and then she goes to the police with her husband, and he has his friends, and then you get it like 6 hours later, then there's a possibility that something could have happened. But like, if Brandi didn't lose her phone from her hands for a long period of time, not only that, they're not even in Dallas, so how would she even do that?
Right. Yeah,
I'm just not following that. I need them to get to the bottom of that at the reunion. They have to explain. I need LeeAnne to walk me through how she could have possibly done it.
But like, wasn't that I just don't understand this whole conversation, because like, what does it mean you cloned a phone? Like, why would you believe that? And like, how would she have gone and done that? Like, I don't understand why this, like, they didn't like delve further into like what is actually going on.
Okay, so here's what I think about the cloning. I don't think, like, it seems crazy, but what I thought when they first were showing it is, because I have seen other shows, like I want to say Love and Hip Hop, where people are like, oh, there's these apps where you can send people messages as if it's from a different number. So I do feel like there's like little fake apps that do stuff.
Yeah.
So is she really like scientifically cloning the phone, like the police, I guess, or the FBI? No. Is there some like bootleg app that you can get at the Google store that makes you think you cloning something? I was like, maybe. And maybe she just said it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really think she's cloning, but I do feel like there's some ways where you can kind of do little stuff to get into people's phones. Was she really doing it? No, but
Yeah, you need to have a lot of technology and money to clone a phone. You just need to know what you're doing, and money. It's predominantly
like a
money.
Mastermind of like
course.
technology.
Yeah. No, the only thing I can think of that would be cloning is if you logged into like your phone with Brandi's Apple ID and password.
Yeah.
Okay.
right.
Which you just can't get that off the phone, because I know this, because I can't remember my damn password. So every time I need to do anything, I have to completely reset everything and answer the questions.
Right.
So like, it's not like it's active. Like sometimes there's a little I, you press the I and it shows the password. That doesn't happen. And even she'd have to have Brandi's cell phone for a long period of time and going through and doing things like that for that to happen.
Right.
Something doesn't add up. And of course, I don't expect LeeAnne to get into it because she claims she didn't do it. It was a joke.
Right.
So there's really nothing to explain, but I don't know what they think she did.
Yeah, she would need to like pay a private investigator to really get to the bottom of that. And why would someone go through that time and money
In a different country.
in a different country, and the person who does it can't even afford first class to get to Copenhagen? So it's like,
Exactly.
Burn.
Okay, I still think she had a Google app, and she was like, "I have a Droid, you have an iPhone, I'm cloning you." I don't know. I think I think it's bogus and made
It is
up.
so
But
bogus.
it is, and we'll get
funny.
into that more next episode.
Yes.
But I do want to say, in regards to Copenhagen, Cary feels closer to her dad because she went to Copenhagen. That that was her storyline. So she made a point of that.
It's really a storyline. I just want to say real quick. Like,
Yeah.
she's living in the man's house. She wants to be close with him. So then she goes to a different country.
Yeah, so she then
and
leaves.
And she comes back and she's like, our relationship's healed. Like, it was just kind of strange. But I get it. It's her story for this season.
Right.
I don't want to say I've come to like love Cary, but I'm like, okay. I don't have the disdain I had for her this time last year.
Same.
Right.
Yes, I feel the same way.
I feel like she has value this season. I feel like
Yeah.
she's done a really good job being a mediator and not being always Team Brandi and Stephanie and going towards LeeAnne for things.
I personally think she's the lowest on the totem pole as far as like,
All the housewives.
well, on Dallas, but like
Right,
you know,
yeah.
even like coming back, like if I had to choose, it'd probably be her. But like for her to depart, but I don't like have the same like disdain that I had for her last year. I just didn't care for her, and I'm here nor there with her anyway.
Yeah.
I feel like this season she definitely has brought more to the table as far as her personality and her interaction with the girls. But as far as storyline, nothing. And I'm
Nothing.
not buying this thing with her dad. Like, I'm happy that they're getting closer. I'm not really aware that they weren't close.
Yeah, same.
And even when they were having
Right.
a little reunion, he was looking like, I'm only going to act so much. I'm happy you went to vacation. Like, it didn't really feel, I mean, it was authentic.
Yeah.
Like, it was a nice little family vacation. But I'm like, really, the whole season, all 16 episodes of this, you know, it's not the most engaging for me. But
I hear you.
but I liked her, and I liked her commentary, and she was very even, you know, she was very, a little bit of a, you know, a pot stirrer, but very even keel, and I liked what she brought to the table, but not as far as her storyline, to be honest.
And speaking of storylines, we all know that Sparkle Dog is a very prominent storyline for Cameron specifically. And so in this episode, Cameron says she wants a business partner with Sparkle Dog, and that she is talking with Court. And even Court said, before you're CEO of Sparkle Dog, you need to be CEO of the house. So it was like, okay,
wait, really?
Court wants her to be home more, so that's why Cameron wants a business partner with this Sparkle Dog, and I get it. And then they mention, a third kid possibly. So like
CEO of the house, though, that's to me is so old school. Like,
very old school.
let the woman use the platform she's on. That this is her show, and let her use the platform to do what she wants to do.
Right.
She, like, to me, she's already been a CEO of the house because she has the two kids, and she's into Dallas society, and now she got the show. Like, she's been there, done that. Like, I think it'd be a step down for her to like not pursue other things with this platform, especially for a businessman like Court. You'd think he'd be all over this. This is a show that airs internationally.
I've started to like Court a little bit more this season, or you know, I guess we've seen him a little bit more than we usually do. But yeah, that whole thing is just odd to me because she's been fighting for it ever since she got on the show. Now she's like, oh, family first, and I
Right.
want another baby. So now I'm not really clear as to how passionate, I don't know what's going on with her in that. Because it's like, Court has always been pushing for I want you at home. Now, what's interesting is that he's like, oh, sell more dog food and we can have another baby. I'm sorry, I thought you had a private jet. Does she really, you can't afford another kid? Like, now I'm totally confused.
Yeah,
by
ultimatums
this.
for children. Come on.
Right. I'm like, okay, nah, he doesn't really want to have another kid. So, because that just sounded weird to me. I didn't like that at all. So that whole dynamic is interesting because I feel like she's not as into it as she was before because now she's like, well, and I appreciate that family is first, but your kids are getting older. I don't know. I mean, I agree with you, Grant. I think it's a step back. And but if she doesn't really want to do it, then don't
it's
do
up
it.
to her. The one thing I will say, I'm putting this out into the universe. Season 4 of the show, let's not do a storyline if Cameron will have a baby or not. Because how many housewives have we had that will they, won't they get pregnant? And that whole storyline of like, you know, and at the end, it's like they're still trying and it's like nothing's happened.
Well, that Brandi already had that, and that's why Brandi adopted.
Although,
See, we already checked that box on the show.
So
We're
it's
good.
already on the show.
Yeah.
although Cameron, I don't know, whenever you all start filming again, if you already pregnant, we're good with that. You can either be pregnant or
I
don't
hope
be.
so. I hope. Yeah. We don't need to make it into a storyline. You know, it's a
Right.
serious thing to have a child. Let's not like make it into a whole thing.
Right.
But like, yeah, I mean, if we want to see your pregnancy journey on the show, like, absolutely, all the power to you. But please, like, all I can think of is Megan King Edmonds on OC Housewives.
Yeah.
For years, I feel like for years she was either pregnant or dealing with trying to get pregnant. So let's, whatever, tell your story, be true. But like, I really don't need to see it anymore. I'm tired.
Well, we all know how Grant feels.
Sorry.
I love it. Okay, well, that was a great recap for this episode. And so now we're going to transition over to the finale. So make sure y'all tune in for that. So
Yes,
in the
we do,
meantime,
and we have some news for you. So come back.
Yes.
And
Erika,
stay
where can
with
everyone
us.
find you on social?
You can follow me on all of my social media at Erika, ERIKAD, as in Dora Edwards. And if you watch Real Housewives of Atlanta, then you can check me out here at AfterBuzz on Sunday evenings at 9 p.m.
Nice. Well, the ranting continues over on my Twitter and Instagram at It's Grant's Rants.
And I'm Jessie Zahner. You can find me all over social media at Athletic, and we'll see you in the live chat in 2 minutes.
Yes, I'm Rachel Robillard. Y'all can find me on social at Rach_Robillard. We will see y'all very soon to talk finale.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
Views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.